Somebody must have tried to call. Okay, there it goes. It should start up. Okay, family, if you all are listening, please note that I think someone tried to call in, which pauses my vid. So just refreshing your browser, and let's get ready to get at it. We're going to have a very powerful topic today. Okay, we're going to be dealing with trauma and retrograde hindsight 2020. So we're going to really talk about some things. I'm going to kind of slow it down and put us in some meditation because we're going to go into a realm of healing. Okay, this is going to be a season of healing for us because we're getting ready to reverse order. And it's very important to understand this because it's going to give us an advantage. It's going to give us the ability to see into spaces and places that others cannot and will not be able to see. Okay. So come on in. Let's populate. Y'all know how we do this. Let's share this. I see you. Elder Billy Harris is in the house. Thank you, Elder, for the support as we get ready to go into another season. I see JP, the master teacher, is in the house. Hey, Lavelle, what's going on? Y'all know how we do it. Let's get it set up. Let's get it ready. Y'all know that little button called the share button, right? We just hit it and let everybody know that we getting at it. We're about to turn it up. In my Busta Rhyme voice, turn it up. Okay, we're going to get some incense going here because we're going to do a little cleansing, a little healing as we move forward into the session. Just kind of bear with me. This just kind of gives us a little opportunity to kind of populate a little bit, let everybody get in. I know it's the holiday season and everybody's a little busy. We're burning some myrrh. Hey, AKA Chocolate Child. Hey, Brenda Brown. What's going on, Queen? Glad you're feeling well. She was a little under the weather, family. She's feeling well now. Thank you for chiming in. Listen, also, she has a set called hashtags Daddy Matters Too, which is very powerful, which I'm a part of. Every Sunday, man, she's putting it out there. Awesome platform. You all need to go over and support her. Also, if you're looking for a level of politics to stay up and current on what's happening politically, listen, our very own Elder Billy Harris is in the house. You can check out, I think you have a couple of pages. And Elder, if you can, please, can you put that out on the timeline? Also, Queen Brenda Brown, will you put your information out on the timeline? And that's right. Wherever you're hailing from, please let us know. Put it on the timeline for us, please. Thank you so very kindly. Now, also, we have some very powerful people that are in the midst of us that we kind of deal with. Also, our very own brother, Coffee Times, Comedies, Albie Fuller. Listen, man, y'all got to get over there and see him. And then also he and Queen Brenda Brown has a couple of more programs that they have. I think it's called Sauce in the City. And the other one is Would You Wear That? So listen, I mean, we are building a platform. We're building a family. We're networking. We're hooking up, and we're doing the things that we need to do. Also, if in the morning time, if you're grand rising, listen, you can check out our very own noble brother, Craig Leverett. He's always putting out inspiration each morning to get your day started. So you may want to take a peep at him. Also, our very own Cedric Kersey, Conscious or Crazy podcast. In fact, he and I are to get together tomorrow and do his podcast, Cedric Kersey family. Also, there's a very powerful sister out there, man. She's spitting that fire, man. KP, that's right, Kimberly Purdue. She's awesome. #1 relationship coach in the world. She's turning it up. And then we have our very own master teacher that has his own tutoring program, mathematic tutoring program. However, he goes beyond that. Also, he can teach you how to write essays, teach you how to write short stories. He can teach you how to do a plethora of things. He's multi-skilled. He's a virtuoso. So with that being said, just kind of give us some plugs, some plug-ins. Also, family, now here's what I need. One of our very own sisters needs some financial help. I'm not sure if she's in the room yet. Sister Rhonda Moore. Um, I'm pretty sure she'll drop her information on the timeline, her Cash App. I really need you all to sow into her. Whatever the amount is. If we can get everybody that come into the room to sow something, it'll be substantial. So, Sister Rhonda Moore, our very own, she's a member of this cast, of this supporting group. So, whoever you are, wherever you're at, and you're listening to this today, tomorrow, and beyond. That's my Brenda Brown plug right there. She always say that, today, tomorrow, and beyond. I like that, so I'm adapting it. I'm taking it on. Today, tomorrow, and beyond. Listen. So, she'll put her information out there. So family, y'all know how Facebook is. They are slow with putting information out, right? So what do? We keep repeating, sharing, right? Okay. 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 Because I don't see some of the family. Unless everyone is. Yes. Yes. Sauce in the City and Coffee Time Comedies. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Queen, for putting out there. And then hashtags Daddies Matter too. Make sure you put that out there as well. I don't see it. Hey, J Love, what's going on? We still in the corner. We still got it going on for you, sis. We sending up those powerful words into the universe and into the atmosphere, because eventually that stronghold is going to be broken, and that which you have decreed, and as we stand in that decree with you, it shall not fail, it shall not return unto you void. Okay, so now again, what we're going to do, I'm just slowing everything down right now because I know others are going to come in the room. And what I want to do is, and those of you that are coming in the room late, you can kind of fast forward it to when we get to the meat of this. But what I want to say to you is, it's very important for us to come into a realm of meditation. I want to slow us down just a little bit because I really want you to hear what I have to say to you, because it's very important. Because we're going to deal with trauma in retrograde, hindsight 2020. Now, I know that's saying a lot, but I'm going to simplify that so that you can get the information, because I think it's going to be powerful. I think it's going to lead us to a place of victory within ourselves, because ultimately all roads lead back to self. Okay? Remember, all roads lead back to self. We can point the finger out there, whatever. Yes, there's some blame out there, but all roads are going to lead back to self, and we're going to do some self-healing. This is why I have the myrrh going, the incense going, for our healing, for our cleansing. And I'm going to fire up, of course, some good stuff. Y'all know what this is. This is sage. So let's fire up some of that as we populate. Listen, share. Let somebody know. Hey, Dr. Lindsay. I see Dr. Lindsay in the house. All right. Okay. Yes. And we're going to take a second here. We're going to take just a second. Yes. Thank you, Elder Billy Harris, for putting that on the timeline. Thank you. Yes. 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 Hey, Dr. Chiquisha is in the house. Oh, I see y'all populating. I see y'all coming on in. I see you, Anthony. Come on in. Thank you for coming by and stopping by. Just give us a minute to just kind of set up. Don't run off. Yeah, you want to catch this information. It's going to be great. Stay in the house. Come on, fam. I want you all to do something with me. It's going to be for you, for me, and it's going to be for us. It's going to give us a release. I want you to, with me, inhale and exhale on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now what I just released unto you, the ability for you to take control over your pneumatical system, over your spiritual system, over your intellect, to return the power back unto you so that you can cogitate, so you can get ready to download this information and cause it to work for you and cause it to work in your environment and create a climate that you need for the next level of your survivability, the next level of your victory, the next level of your wellness, the next level of your wholeness, the next level of your wealth, and the security that you're looking for, in the balance within your relationships, whether you be married, whether you be in a friendship, whether you be in a partnership, whatever relationship that you're in, that there's going to be balance brought to that in this season. And I can feel the power in the pulling now that is going out. There is healing grace, divine healing grace that is being released into this vortex now, that is being released into the website, the superhighway, the Broadway, the broadband. I'm releasing the healing properties and particles to come to you. The supernatural phenomenons and miracles that you need, I'm releasing them to you. I stand in agreement with you for those that are in battle. You're in battle against forces that seek to do illegal things to you or your loved ones. I send the ability for you to break that power now. This is a season that we're going to break powers. This is a season that we're going to cause the authorities that be to come into alignment with what it is that we need done. What it is that we need done. That's right. Come on in, family. I see Sister Rhonda Moore, she has made it in. Sister Rhonda Moore, please put your financial information out there where you can be reached, so that so whomsoever would choose to sow into you, into the financial situation that you have going on. So please put that on the timeline. That's Sister Rhonda Moore from out of Bowie, Maryland. She's going to put her information out there. Family, sow, and I promise you it'll return unto you. It's called reciprocity. And one of the reasons why we say shalom, when you hear us say shalom alaikum, that means peace be unto you, but it means a number of other things. It also means reciprocity. Not only does it mean reciprocity, but it means prosperity. Not only does it mean prosperity, but it means friendship. It means wholeness, love. It means so many things. That's why we use it, because it encompasses all of the things that we need to come unto us. Which is why we say, Assalamu alaikum. And then the cousin to that is Assalamu alaikum. One is Arabic and the other one is Hebrew. Inotep. Inotep is also bringing you good health and wealth. Inotep. Abaragani. Abaragani meaning, hey, what's up? What's happening? What's going on? How you doing? Abaragani. Right? So these terms, these of expression, we're not just using them to be using them. When we talk about amani kaka, amani dada, we're speaking to the brother and to the sister. Yes, we are. Hola. You know what that means. Hello. Yes. Konnichiwa. That's Japanese, meaning hello. Ni hao ma. Yes. That's Chinese. So we're speaking these languages not just to be speaking it to try to be important, but it's opening up something in the atmosphere. Yes, it's opening up something in the atmosphere. This is why we're here. We're here to create dynamics that are going to be favorable to us. How things have been taken from us, how we've been robbed, how our minds have been tampered with, how our spirits have been held captive. Listen, we're here to set the captive free. And we're not going to be religious. But however, I tell you what, there's some secret codes that are within our sacred texts, within the scriptures, within the Bibles. There are those of you, I understand, that don't subscribe to the Bible. That's fine. I have no problem with that at all. But also you must understand that there are some of us that has a certain level of insight that has been given a skill set to be able to decode some of the things that our ancestors left us. It would be unwise to give our counterparts this level of intuitive capability to write such information, allegories, metaphors, similes, you name it, they're there. Metonymies, anthropomorphism, it's in there for what? Word pictures and different types of things, what are progression. And peace be upon him, our very own Dr. Henrik Clark told us that a story doesn't have to be true to have meaning, right? Allegories, metaphors. So we want to be careful not to disregard information that can open up doors that we need to walk through and enter into. Okay? So let's be cognizant of that. Let us turn on the cognition of our mind and be cognizant, meaning to be aware, which means that the engine of our mind is turned on and we're cognizant. Okay? We're cognizant because we have the ability to what? Cogitate. Cogitation. Meditating. Okay? Now, with that being said, I see you, Pastor Brown. Hey, M.A.M. I see you, K.D. Hall. So with that being said, we're going to deal with this. We're going to deal with trauma and retrograde hindsight 2020. And I want to look at something here that's going to be very powerful for us, family. Right? And I'm getting ready to, what I want to do is I want to set a tone. And setting that tone, it's going to change the frequencies for some of us. Some of us need a different frequency. Okay? And I'm getting ready to sound the sounding bowl, and we're going to change the frequency. Okay? We've already changed through our pneumatics with us breathing in and releasing, inhaling and exhaling. We've come to a place where we can settle our spirits and be able to take in the information. Okay? So with this, let us sound the bowl and let us set a tone and a frequency. Okay? Thank you all for coming in. Again, thank you all for your Saturdays. I know that they are of utmost importance to you. I know that's the time that you can get a great many of things done. But I thank you for stopping in and sitting a while. So I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Okay? So we're going to change the frequency. We're going to set a frequency or set a tone wherewith you can bring your vibrations to a place that is enlightenment for you. Okay? All right, fam. Let's get ready to go into this. I think this is going to be very powerful. Okay. Now, again, what we're dealing with is trauma and retrograde, hindsight 2020. Let's get something to work with. You always know I love to put something in your eye gates, right? Let me see if I can get this open, fam. Here we go. Okay. Let's get a working definition for 2020 hindsight, right? I know some of you probably know the connotative definition for this, but let's look at a denotative definition. Connotative is you interpret it in your own terms and in words of what it actually means to you. Denotative is a descriptive definition. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can see that, correct? Again, dealing with trauma and retrograde, 2020 hindsight. 2020 hindsight can be defined as the full knowledge and complete understanding that one has about an event only after it has happened. So, something have to have occurred in order for you to have hindsight 2020, okay? Once it happens, now you get full knowledge of it. So we're getting ready to go into 2020. And here's what I want to dispel. What I want to dispel is the fact that there are going to be those that are saying that, oh, in 2020, you're going to have clear vision. You're going to be able to see everything that's getting ready to really just happen. And it's going to be this, that, and the other thing. Let me share something with you. We're in one of the darkest hours we've been in a long time. And I need you to understand that you have to have a particular set of skills to be able to see through this gross darkness that we're demonstrating with. We have at the helm of these states one that is so dark that he appears to be light. It is dark, and you're going to need navigators that knows how to navigate through darkness. True navigators navigate through darkness because they know darkness is light. I say it again. They know that darkness is light. So they know how to navigate through it because darkness is light unto those that have the ability to navigate. Now, hear what I'm saying to you. This is very important. Okay? While we're doing all kinds of things, while we're distracted, there are some things that are going on that you're unaware of because of distractions, because of trauma. Trauma disallows the ability for you to tap into your foresight because of the injury, because of what has been done to you. It actually deals with underdevelopment, latent development. It causes certain portions and parts of your brain not to develop properly, which means that you can't get information to that part of the brain to cause it to operate except something powerful happens. This is why they used to use shock treatment. They used to shock people that had mental challenges to try to turn on certain areas and parts of their brains because they knew through electrical current that some things could be developed. So what is happening to us now? Here's the thing, because we don't understand who we are and the power that we have the power of transference. When we lay hands, we're transferring. We have the ability to transfer energy, current, power. This is a fact. It can be measured. They've measured energy leaving from our bodies, leaving from our hands, and warming up our bodies. They have equipment that can measure that. This is true. This is real. We're the only ones that will not rethink, redevelop, and go back to who we really are. It's important that we hear these things. It's important that we put this out in the universe. It's important that we put this out in the airways. Why? Because it's going to create a climate that's conducive for those that have an ear to hear, to get this information and develop with it and become supernatural again. And not just normal, but supernatural again. Because that's how we were created. We were created to be supernatural. We were supernatural beings until we failed. The place that we come from doesn't even exist anymore. Our counterparts know it, though. They know that it existed. But that's a whole nother story. They have a name for it. Y'all know the name for it. It's called Atlantis. That's where the gods dwelt. Okay. I see you, Elder Gibbs. Elder Gibbs. Okay. Now. All right. So now, again, the working definition that we're looking at, again, is what? Hindsight. The full knowledge and complete understanding that one has about an event only after it has happened. Only after it has happened. So when you're going into 2020, you have to understand that you're going backwards. You're going to go retrograde. You're not going to move forward. Because why? You cannot move forward if you haven't dealt with self. Because each time that you try to move forward, you always come back into alignment with your trauma. And you begin to ruminate. And I'm going to say this, and this is very important for you to hear this and note that I'm not knocking anyone, but what I'm telling you is that there is some things that are getting ready to transpire that, man, they're going to be off the chart. Because why? Because in 2020, you're going to retrograde. You're going back to that which you have failed to deal with in a successful manner. You're going back. Why? Because the universe is getting ready to make it so that you gotta go back. When your 2020 happened, it's not going to be forward. It's going to take you back to things that you need to fix, things that you need to heal, things that you need to get a greater understanding and overstanding for. The universe brings us to places that we cannot super exceed. We must come into compliance and alignment with what is going on in the universe. And I guarantee you, you're getting ready to look at, you're getting ready to ruminate, you're getting ready to experience at a high level those things that have been placed upon you, those things that have been done to you, those things that you may have been disallowed, where you've been abandoned, all kinds of things, separation, and all kinds of things that have happened that you haven't had the opportunity to deal with. And I've been telling people, if you are a therapist, if you are any type of coach, life coach, whatever you are, this is going to be your season. If you're really seasoned and developed enough to be able to handle the trauma that you're about to see people experience and go through. Right? This is important. I see you, Brother Cedric. This is important to understand. Oftentimes we don't want to hear this kind of information, but you're going to have to hear it to understand. And I'm getting ready to show you how powerful we are as a people. Right? But we've lost it. We've lost the ability to do it. We don't do it anymore. If you go to church says witchcraft. The church says of the devil. but it's not. But I'm getting ready to show you something that the church themselves, I see you, KP, that the church has not recognized and have not tapped into. But I'm getting ready to show you that we have the supernatural ability to travel in time, back in time. There's a Greek word called palingenesia. Palingenesia means to go back in time and be able to redo something and come back in time. It means to oscillate back and forth in time. But we don't understand that. And I'll get an opportunity to show you all what Nimrod did too. Most people think Nimrod was a bushman, a hunter out in the field somewhere. He was not that. He was an intellectual individual that had the ability to tap into time. Right? Okay. Now, so why am I saying this? This is very important for you to understand, because I'm getting ready to, you and I, we're getting ready to time travel. I'm going to take you where you need to be so that you can see what you need to see, so that you can get your healing, get your deliverance. Or maybe you need to see where someone else is so that you can walk them to a safe place within themselves so that they can receive their healing. See, and it's not going to be in the name. It's not going to be in the name of Allah. It's not going to be in the name of Buddha. It's not going to be in the name of Jesus. It's not going to be in the name of none of that. It's going to be in your name, because it's going to take you to do it. It's going to take you to initiate it. And as long as you're waiting for Jesus to initiate it, it's never going to get done. I know that may sound a little crazy, but I'm telling you, the only someone that can heal you is you. Yep, this is true. The only someone that can heal you is you. Now, I'm getting ready to show you something that's very powerful. And I need you all to just bear with me. Okay? Now. Yes. Thank you, KP. Getting ready to reveal something to you. We're going to go to Matthew, or Matthew, it's called. And I'm going to get into retrograde and get into retrofit. I want you all to see something that's very powerful. Give me just a second, fam. Yes, the Dogon people, yes, tribes were time travelers. That is correct. Yes. Watch this. I'm getting ready to show y'all. I mean, our ancestors hid this for us. And we got those that don't want to. They want to destroy the material. They want to say that it belongs to our counterparts. Our counterparts in a whole nother eternity would never be able to construct anything like those narratives that have been given to us, or, excuse me, that have been left behind for us. Excuse me. Can you all see that? Look what it says. Let me read this for you. Matthew 17, 1 through 5. I'm not trying to proselytize you. If you are any type of student, anyone that has regard for information and knowledge, then you should be patient enough to hear what I'm getting ready to say. Okay? And then get out of it what's for you. Right? Okay. Matthew 7, 1 through 5. And it says, after 6 days, Yahushua, or whom some refer to as Jesus, taketh up Kepha, whom some call Peter, Jacob, some call James, and Yochanan, some call John. Now, the reason why I'm calling these names the way that they should be called, because they have meaning. When you look at Kepha, Kepha names actually means a rock. It means stability, to cause things to be stable. When you look at Jacob name, Jacob means a slipshod, a supplanter, a thief. So his name was changed to, some call it Israel, but the correct pronunciation would be Yisrael, because we speak from the back of our throats, gutterish. Why? Because what it does is it goes up and vibrates our pineal gland. That's why we spoke the way that we did in our formal land. So it would be Yisrael. Yisrael means actually those, or he or them, that has the power of God. That's what it actually means. So here you have stability, then you have the power of God that's getting ready to go up. And then you have Yochanan, meaning the mercy, meaning that there is going to be mercy. Mercy meaning the ability to cause you to escape certain gins, snares, traps, pitfalls that were set for you, right? Mercy, not that you are some broke down individual that's a wretched. That is not what that is talking about. It is actually meaning giving you the ability, the insight, giving you the advantage to be able to get to a place where you are in authority. This is where we're going. We're going back to a place of authority where you have the authority, where you have the ability to determine the outcome of the situation. Why? Because we're going to retrograde. Watch this. And I'm going to show you what happened. Now, so it says that he taketh Kepha, Jacob, and Yochanan, his brother, and brings them up into a high mountain apart. Look where they went up. They went up. Going up denotes going into a different realm. Not rim, realm. R-E-A-L-M, realm. Meaning a location, meaning a locality, meaning a place. So he was taking them to a place to reveal something to them. So you have to understand, you got to get out of the ordinary to have something revealed to you. And if you're in the ordinary, then you'll never understand the extraordinary. That which is extraordinary, you will never understand it because you're in the ordinary. See, it's ordinary to be in the church, churchianity, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, all of that. That's the norm. Catholicism, it's the norm. That's not the extraordinary. It is the norm. You have to come outside of that to understand or get an understanding of what is really happening in the abilities and skill sets that you have and the things that you can accomplish and the things that you can do. I know these things are true because I participated in it, and I've taken other people to different realms and localities. Now watch this. Just stick with me. I know for some of y'all it may be sounding a little spooky, but that's okay. I'm going to simplify it for you, right? Can I get y'all to do something for me real quick? I see you, James. Hey, Calvin. Hey, Abraham. I see you all, man. Thank you all for the support, man. That is awesome. But look, watch this. Excuse me. Can I get y'all to do this for me? Will y'all please share? Please. Thank you. Okay. Now, so we see that they've gone up, right? They've gone into a realm, into a place. Okay? And listen to what it says. Here's where these dynamics come in. And if you're not skilled in a certain language, then you're not going to be able to articulate the interpretation that needs to be given to bring understanding to get to an overstanding, right? Some people say, well, I don't use the word understanding because that means that something is on top of you. Yep, that's right. Because in all actuality, you cannot have anything without a foundation. A foundation is that which supports the framework, that supports everything that is going to be built. So to understand a thing means that you are standing under it only to give it the support so that it brings about the framing so that you can see what I'm saying to you. So hence you understand to what? Understand. To ultimately overstand. Okay? All right. So, and he was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And if you look under when the teacher shall appear, he put it out there for you. But let me read it for you. Again, it says he was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. Now, again, I'm not trying to proselytize you. I'm not trying to get you to focus on being saved in the name of James. What I'm trying to get you to do, I'm trying to get you to see a mystery. Trying to get you to see a mystery. And when I say mystery, I'm not talking about something that's spooky, because the word mystery comes from the Greek word mysterion, which actually means to keep silent through the idea of shutting the mouth, which means that what I'm revealing to you is only a mystery because it hasn't been talked about. It hasn't been articulated. That's all it means. Doesn't have anything to do with ghosts and goblins and the devil and God and Jesus. Doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with that it hasn't been revealed yet. It hasn't been spoken of because there's been a lack of articulation. There has to be a language. You have to understand a language in which to encapsulate this and be able to release it to others that are to open up in them. Okay? So stick with me. So it says it was transfigured again before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as light. I need to draw your attention to the word transfigured. And I know that the master teacher has put this out there. Look at the word transfigured. The word transfigured is the Greek word metamorpho. Metamorpho comes from another Greek word, 33:26, and from another Greek word, 34:45, which means to transform. Y'all see that? It means to transform. So hence we also, from the word metamorpho, we get our English word metamorphosis. We know what metamorphosis means. For example, what a butterfly goes through. A butterfly goes through metamorphosis. And I need you to understand something here. When it is talking about metamorpho, it is not actually relating that to change. See, because things only change to remain to be the same. It is actually talking about a transformation, which means that you transfer your form into a whole nother form. A caterpillar doesn't look the same once it transforms into a what? A butterfly. The caterpillar goes into the pupal stage and then into a butterfly. That butterfly certainly does not look like that caterpillar. Now, here's the thing. Now watch this. This is why it's very important, which is why I'm talking about articulation, language, food. Words is food. Food for what? Thought, knowledge, right? So hence, if that caterpillar doesn't eat the right food, guess what? It does not go into suspended animation. It does not go into the state where it becomes what it is supposed to become. It'll become something else and die off. So hence, a number of us have not become who we are because we haven't gotten the right food. Oh, come on here. We haven't gotten the food that causes us to turn ourselves into ourselves and we become God. We have turned ourselves into broken people. And when I mean broken, I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about broken in spirit. Our spirits have been broken. We have been turned into less than who we are supposed to be. We are supernatural beings. We are God's having an experience in the earth realm, and it has been stolen from us. It has been hijacked. We have been bamboozled. We have been hoodwinked. We've been blindfolded. We've been broadsided. Now here's the time for our articulation. So our articulation brings us back to our God abilities and the ability to tap into our supernatural knowing. There are things that you knew and know but you've talked yourself out of them. But this is the season that you're going to talk yourself into them. Okay, check this out. Okay, so now we know that he transformed in front of them. He took on something else. The same form that he had with them when he took them up, he transformed it. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the word transform, and we're going to get back to this. This is very important. Listen to the language. I'm walking you through this. I'm articulating. I'm navigating for you. Just follow it. Just follow me in. We're going into this realm. I promise you're going to see it. I promise you are going to see it. Follow me into this realm. Hear the articulation. That's why we slowed it all the way down. That's why we brought in the incense. That's why we brought in the sounding bowl to create a frequency in which we could travel upon together. I want to go there with you. I want you to go there with me. I want us to go for us so that we develop to that next level of who we are called to be. I want to see you develop into that God that you were created to be, that you come here. You came here to heal this place because it had fallen, and you're here to heal it. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Now, okay, so let's look at the word transform. Look under... let me put this out here as well. As you all can tell, family, I am excited about this. Now, I told you we're going to bring in some healing. Watch this. Yeah, forgive me, my sinuses are doing their own thing. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. I know you all probably done noticed by now, JP is not playing in the background. He's out on a mission, taking care of some business. Yeah, excuse me, let me blow my nose, please. These sinuses. All right, now, y'all make sure y'all check my nose for me so I won't be out here. Okay. We see that, right? Yes. Yes, Lavelle, walking into the channel of light. We see the word transform, right? Look at the word transform. Transform, one, it means to convert one form of energy to another form. See, we're getting into energy. See, what he was dealing with was energy. He was able to take his energy and change it to another form. And we have the ability to do so. Some of you all, I can look out here now and see some of you, I see light around you all. That's energy. I can see light. Hey, Tori, I can see light around you all, right? For example, if when KP came into the room, I could see the color brown around her. That's energy. And I'm going to be dealing with colors as well, and I'm going to be showing you what those colors mean and what they open up and how far they travel out and do things and work in different realms and different methods. Okay. For example, when KD, Keena Hall, when she comes into the room, you see red. You see the color red. That's a very powerful color as well. This is energy. These are currents It's currency. It's energy that's flowing. And we don't understand that because we've lost our ways. We've lost our ability to see. And this is why you got to go in retro. This is why you're going to have to go back and fix some things to be able to come back and be able to see clearly so you'll know where you're going, right? When you're traumatized, you have no idea what you're doing, man. You're just stumbling through life, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to fix that, right? Okay, so now follow me. Stick with me. Let's go. Let's walk. Okay, now it means to convert from one form of energy to another form, right? Like transform energy to light. Look at that. That's powerful. We also know that energy and mass is what? Interrelated. And it creates or produces what? Matter and energy is interrelated, right? And it creates mass. Energy. Energy comes together and creates or manifests something visible for us to see. Stick with me. I'm not going to confuse you. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that it is your energy, the very energy that you carry, that ultimately causes things to manifest during your journey. It is the energy. It is the currency, which is why sometimes if we don't have enough current within us, we can join ranks with somebody and cause it to manifest. We're going to get into that. That's why we're going to get into 2020. 2020 is very powerful. I know I'm moving fast and saying a lot of things. But when you look at, see, you got to look at 20. When you look at 20, right? Let's look at 20. You look at that 2. That 2 is going to bring you to agreement. It's going to bring you to agreement. That 2. And then you look at that 0. That 0 brings you 360 degrees. In other words, 360 degrees is going to keep you always flowing, which means that you have to be on the right track to flow. Are you listening to me? You have to be on the right track to flow. Now look, but you got that, that's going to double for you, right? You're going to get another 20, right? You're going to get these 2 2s. You bring them down, that's 4. When you get into the number 4, guess where you're going to get into? You're going to get into creation. That means that you're going to create things. These 2 2s is going to bring you to now where you couldn't create a thing to be able to now create these 2 2s. And then if you take the 2 zeros or the 2 O's and if you put them together, that's not, those are not glasses. Infinity. 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 You're going back to your eternal self. And you're going back to your eternal self to rediscover that you're God, that you are a spiritual being having a experience. That's just in short. That's not, it's a whole bunch of other information to go with that, but I just wanted to drop that for you to let you know that you're going to go back. And when you look at, again, let's look at this. It means to change in form, appearance, or structure. To create another structure. And 3, to change in condition, nature, or character. Or it means to convert. And I want to show you all something about converting. And I'm pretty sure a master teacher has already put that out there, right? Okay. Let's look at this. Yes, when you meditate, you see bright orange. I'll get to that. Light and see, 2 striking words. Yeah, light and see. Calvin, keep doing what you do. Okay. Infinity. Yes. Okay. Creativity. Yes. Experience. Yes. All of these things. Yes. Okay. Now, look at this. Let's look. I want to show you something here real quick. And this is why we're getting at this. This is very powerful. Watch, I told you automatically what's going to happen in here is healing. Okay. Okay. Y'all with me so far? If y'all put them emojis out there for me. Excuse me. Put those emojis out there for me if you're with me. Now. Okay. All right. Y'all can see all this energy flowing. Look how I'm sweating up here. Okay. Look at one of the words that the word transform means. Look at it. It means to convert, right? Actually, the word vert means green. Now, let's look at what the color green means. The color green means your will. It means the ability to will your will. See, all of this is going to be predicated upon what you're willing to do. To will your will. You're going to will your wholeness. You're going to will your good health. You're going to will your wealth. You're going to will your wellness. You're going to will your financial stability. You're going to will it. Why? Because you're going to go back and you're going to strengthen yourself. Right? Those things that have been defeating you, that you've been falling victim to, now you're going back into an advantageous position where you rule over it, where you properly compartmentalize it so that it doesn't have the ability to be destructive, that it doesn't have the ability to be disruptive, that it doesn't have the ability to change the construct of your mind and cause you to become depressed, to cause you to become debilitated, to cause you, come on here, to cause self-injury to yourself. Okay. So look at, okay, so now we see that it means the color green, and the color green deals with your will and how you will things. So look at what green means. Green means it has the ability to heal kidneys. We all know somebody that has some kidney problems. It also heals heart problems and hormonal imbalances. It also harmonizes the digestive tract. The color green is a restful and refreshing energy. Green also evokes durability. See there? Strength, reliability, well-being, harmony, calmness, and safety. Green does. Green is doing all of this. Isn't that something? This is in going through your transformation. Now, okay, so let's go back. I want to go back to now. He took them up, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as light, right? And watch what happened next. Let me put this out there. Okay, y'all gonna talk to me? Y'all gonna talk black to me? Okay, look at what it says. It says, and behold, there appeared unto them. See, it said that it appeared unto them, so that means that they could see it too. It said, behold, and there appeared unto them Moshe, whom they call Moses, and Eliah, whom they call Elijah, talking with him. Talking with who? Talking to Yahushua, or talking to those that refer to him as Jesus or Jesus. Talking to him, you see there Moshe and you see Eliah. They're talking to him. And then the fourth verse says, then answered Kepha or Peter and said unto Yahushua, he says, ruler, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee and one for Moshe or Moses and one for Eliah or Elijah. And then it says, while he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud, it said a cloud, elements overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, this is my beloved son, and whom I am well pleased, hear ye him. And let me share something with you all. Also now, thunder in the Hebrew is the word kol, which actually means voice, to speak. And if you look at cloud, you have to understand something about a cloud. Cloud has within it water. What is water? Memory. It holds memory. Not only does it hold memory, but clouds hold what we call negative charge and positive charge, what ions or particles. And what happens is when the wind blows, the wind speeds those particles up inside of the cloud and make them bump against each other and create what we call thunder. And then we see lightning that flashes, right? Well, here's what most people don't understand. Thunder and lightning are one in the same. Yep, thunder is lightning and lightning is thunder. So when you're saying that there is a voice here, it is saying that the elements opened up and you could hear what was being said. And I know some of you all, you've been some places and doing some things and you heard a voice speak to you out of nowhere like, wait a minute, where did that come from? Who said that to me? This has happened to all of us, but because it haven't been articulated, we're walking around thinking that we're crazy. There's got to be something wrong. I'm hearing voices and different types of things like that, and you don't know that they're for guidance, that something is getting ready to happen. But I want to draw your attention back to that Yahushua was sitting there talking to Moshe, talking to Eliah or Elijah. Where were they at? Remember, he took them up into a different realm. And here's the thing that you have to understand. In the spirit realm or in the invisible realm, there is no such thing as time. Okay? So that means that Moshe went up to Mount Horeb or Mount Sinai thousands and thousands of years ago. Then Abraham or Abraham went up thousands and thousands and thousands of years apart from Moshe. Now, here comes Yahushua going up thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years later, but they met at the same time. See, we have the ability to go back in time and space and meet with whom we need to meet with to get the information that we need for our survivability. We've lost this. We are using other kinds of methods to try to get us there. We don't need nothing but the ability to transport our minds to this place and end the energy with others. Once we come together, those tools that I put up there, we come together in agreement and we can create. We're divided. And because we're divided, we cannot bring forth the level of energy that we need to move the universe. Our energy is the energy that moves the universe. No one else has that ability but us to move the universe, to set things in place where we rule. But we refuse to do that. We refuse to come together. We're arguing over petty things. We're arguing over beliefs, religious beliefs. Well, because you believe like this, something wrong with you. You believe like that, something wrong with you. That's petty. That doesn't have anything to do with what we are supposed to really be doing. That's a distraction. It is to distract you. Those that really understand pure and true knowledge understand what it is. We understand what it is. We understand that it's consequentialism. We understand everything deals with consequences. It's consequentialism that deals with privation or privation. You look at it, study it, and understand it. Because we have to be careful what we create. Because if we say something is good, then we automatically say that something is bad. But we don't understand that if good becomes so good, good creates bad or produces bad. You have to understand how to really bring balance and understand what you're really saying out of your mouth, to really understand the semantics of words and why words are so powerful. You have to understand that the truth is a lie and a lie is the truth. If you don't understand that, then you will always feel like you are so bent on telling the truth that everything else has to be a lie. Then it is that you are so truthful then that you created the lie. To bring real balance is to understand how to balance out the information. To understanding what you're causing when you're speaking causality, what you're causing when you're saying it. What vibration are you on? Right? Because you have to understand, if you look at good and then if you look at bad, then you have to understand that bad cannot be opposite and equal to good. Because of the consequences that are in it, what it produces. And because it would produce that, then it would not make it equivalent to good. So there would be an imbalance. See, again, because we lack the understanding of semantics and the words that we're using, we think that we're saying one thing when we're actually saying and producing and creating something else. So this is why we're in retro. This is why we're going to go back. We're going to look at some things that we've said, some things that we've believed, and some things that we put forth, some things that we've ruminated on, some things that we affirmed, through our affirmations. Come on here, that we cancel out, take that out, remove that, because now what? We have greater knowledge. Why? Because we are evolving. We have evolved. Okay, let me slow it down. I think I'm taking you all a little far. Probably better. Okay. Let me put this one last thing out here, and then I'll feel you all's. Hey Al, what's going on? And I'll feel you all's questions. Okay, and then we'll put a pin there. Let me put this last thing out here because this is important. I don't want to leave you out there with all of this energy flowing like this without grounding you. So I'm gonna ground you with what I'm getting ready to say. So, okay. All right. Okay, here it is. This is just to ground us because it's so much energy, and I know you really haven't felt it yet, but once you get off of here and you start ruminating, you kind of just start sitting and thinking to yourself, you're going to feel that energy, and then you're going to feel a change of locality. I promise you, you're going to feel it, and it's going to be very stimulating. Okay? Now, still dealing with transformer. Transformer also means it is in electricity. It means to decrease the voltage and current characteristics of a direct circuitry. As by means of a transformer. What does that mean? Okay. For example, in your home, you all see that wall socket. That wall socket is like 120 volts, right? So we plug our appliances into those plugs, and we get that current out of there. But however, those electrical lines outside carries way more than 120 volts. So, but if you look up on the pole, the pole up there, you'll see this mechanism up there. It looks like some type of container, and you'll see wires running to it. That is called a transformer. And what it does is it steps the energy down so that when it comes into the house, it doesn't blow your appliances up. Right? So that's controlling the current. So this is what we do when we have information. We step it down so that you can get it and put it in your flow and speed your current up, speed your energy up, speed your power up so that you become powerful or more powerful. Speeding up your current. So this is what we just did. We just stepped that back down to bring it down into your space and time so that you can deal with it on the level that you can deal with it and ingest it and digest it so that it becomes applicable to you and for yours. So it's very important to understand that when he took them up to a different realm. He also karad, or painted their eyelids as to enlarging them so that they could see better. Women, when you're putting on mascara, you all don't even understand sometimes why you all are doing that. Actually, it is an art in the Hebrew, again, called to karah, which actually means to paint your eyelids as to enlarging them so that you can see better, right? So if you notice when you do that, we always notice that, oh, she has long eyelashes. Well, it's causing everybody to see at a different level. So what are we going to do now? We're going to see things that we haven't been able to see because we're going to look inward, or we're going to look backwards, or we're going to retro so that we can understand what is going on with us. So that's what they had the ability to do, to be able to see into the realm of the spirit and see Eliah and see Moshe, or Moses and Elijah, talking to Yahushua. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine someone sitting and talking to the ancestors? Can you imagine you sitting and talking to the ancestors? If you'll notice, if any of you seen the Black Panther movie, remember, he was able to go back and talk to his father in a different realm. Trust me, this is real. We can do this. We've lost the ability to do it. Why? Because we've lost our articulation. We no longer articulate it. We're busy trying to manifest it through other measures. And I'm not knocking anybody with whatever you do. If you got your crystals, your stones, your cards, whatever you're doing, I'm not knocking you. But what I'm telling you is that while we're doing that, we're still not getting in. Why? Because all it takes for us to do is turn ourselves back into ourselves and become God again. And guess what? We can do that by touching each other and sharing the currency, sharing the information, sharing everything that we have, and become a community again and grow again and become who we are designed to become. I guarantee you it works. I'm here for you, family. I am the one. Y'all know I'm the host with the most. That's right. Yes, the one. Let me look at some of y'all comments out here. All right. Experience creativity, infinity. That's correct. Thank you, Master Teacher, for putting that out there. Infinity. Green. Remember, you all, the color green. Remember that. Invoke that. Invoke the color green. If you're experiencing any type of illnesses or sicknesses, will that. We're going to will that. The energy is there. It's available for you. We stored it up for you. Yes. Thank you for the positive vibes, Albie. Rhonda says, like in the movies Black Panther, the son goes to the ancestral realm to confer with his father. Yes, this is true. Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you, Al. Yes. I'm grateful to have a friend like you, JF. I'm grateful to have one like you. Also, brother Al B. Fuller. Sister Rhonda Moore. So my question was about Israel. Our counterparts say the name means he who wrestles with God. Why is that? Because they're the only ones that's wrestling with us. Yeah. Isn't that something? Okay. All right. Okay, fam. Well, let me make sure I got everybody's. Okay. I see you, Ronnie. Hey, man. All right, fam. Okay, where is it at? See, because I'm not. Okay. Okay, there it is. I see it. Because some of these are not coming in. Okay. Primary wiring. This is a master teacher. Primary wires are on top of the pole and usually carry 12,000 volts of electricity from a substation. Insulators prevent energized wires from coming in contact with each other or the utility pole. And that's from America Electrical Powers. So he was saying that those wires are set apart to keep from touching each other as well. And they carry about 12,000 volts. And those that transformer step that down to be able to come into your house, and we have 120 volts to run our appliances from out of that wall. Okay. All right. Listen. As always, hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means, govern yourselves accordingly. One love, eternal light, power, peace, prosperity, and good health. Assalamu alaikum. Mishprikah. Peace be unto you, family. Until we meet again.